look at you. You jealous, man. You jealous. You jealous. Bye. You know, you jealous that I got such a nice white smile. You jealous that my smile is so good. You jealous that I'm a clean ass nigga. All right, enough with the jokes. We know what we talking about today. You already saw the title. You saw the thumbnail. I'm not sure what those are as yet, but we're talking about jealousy, right? So all of us have experienced jealousy in some way, shape, or form. You know, that little feeling in your heart you get when you see someone doing better than you, when you see someone when someone is in possession of something that you yourself would like to have. So we're going to discuss this, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about how you can use that emotion to your advantage rather than to your detriment. How you can use it to build yourself as a person rather than allow it to eat your soul or eat your heart alive, right? For lack of a better term, phrase, or whatever, right? So let's take a look at a somewhat official definition of envy. Envy is a complex, painful emotion characterized by discontent or resentment arising from a desire, and this is the source, right? Arising from a desire for another person's possessions, qualities, achievements, or luck. It stems from a feeling of inferiority or losing the race, right? Often involving a wish that the other person lacked what they have. Now, just reading this definition, that is so much that I can unpack and break down. But as is typical with my videos, well, recently as of late, I'm going to start off with a bit of a personal story, right? So this story kind of has like two phases or two sides. Like when I started primary school or elementary, as some of y'all may know it, and then when I started high school, right? So during primary school, I had this friend. Well, he was my best friend at the time. And if you were watching this, I just want to let you know, this friend that I had, I looked up to him a lot, right? He had a lot of the qualities that I personally would have liked to have within myself. Confidence, direction, firmness, ability, being good with women, stuff like that, right? So he, at the time, and this is like grade 4 to 6, right? He had everything that I personally wanted as an individual. And something that's kind of interesting is that though I admired him, I was also jealous of him. And it's kind of crazy. Admiration and jealousy are like kind of one and the same, two sides of the same coin for real. But I was jealous of him. I'm not gonna deny that. Yeah, people say jealousy is an ugly emotion. It really isn't per se. Emotions are just emotions. It all depends about what you do with it, right? So knowing that I was jealous of this individual, of this friend of mine, my best friend at the time, instead of allowing it to eat me alive, and I'm not too sure how or why I was able to process this emotion or direct this emotion in such a mature way at the time, but instead of beating myself up or gaining or harboring resentment for this friend of mine, I decided to, you know what, he has qualities that I like. He has abilities and skills that I would personally love within myself, so much so that I'm envious of him. Let me try to learn from him. Let me recognize that because he is a human being and he has it, he's done it, I could also do the same, right? Let's take the next story. I'm in high school now. I have this friend. He's not really even my friend. That's my brother. I really call him my brother. And if he's watching this, then he knows what I'm talking about, right? That's my brother. He has qualities that I admire, so much so that there were times where I felt jealous. Same situation, I handled it the same way. Stuck close to him, you know what I'm saying? Well, I didn't stay close to him because he just had the qualities that I like. This is genuinely a cool, integrative, and just a solid person to have in your life. That's who he was to me, right? So I started to look up to him, emulate some of his behaviors, emulate some of his mentality when it comes to certain things. And this is how I use jealousy. This is how I directed my jealousy. Now, if we look at the definition, a complex, painful emotion characterized by discontent or resentment arising from a desire for another person's possessions, qualities, achievements, or luck, right? It's a harboring of resentment, right? And so something with a lot of negative emotions that I've realized and that I've come to terms with in my life is that negative emotions that are directed inward and directed from a place of inferiority tend to lead to disaster. Take a look at pride. If pride is directed inward and from a place of insecurity or insecurity, inferiority, right? Pride, if someone was to test your ego, test who you are, you don't stand firm in like your sense of self. No, you explode. Same thing with envy. You hold the envy in. You don't direct it. You don't direct that energy towards anything. You don't direct it towards growth. You don't direct it towards development. You don't direct it towards becoming something more. You keep that in. It's an energy that just festers within itself. And I feel as though this is the case with all negative emotion. All negative emotions that you just hold within without expressing it in some way, shape, or form starts to fester and become darker and darker and starts to rot. Similar like if you was just to leave an apple in a box. That's just the best example that I can come up with. So this is how it is with envy. This is how people typically deal with their jealous emotions. They don't express it in any way. They don't take this energy, because at the end of the day, all emotion is energy. And you choose how you want to express it, right? They just take this energy, this envy that they have, and they do nothing with it. They sit with it. They allow their insecurity to speak to them and to tell them the story that they have it. And something that I've also started to recognize is that people begin to say, oh, because they have it, I can't have it. Oh, the reason I don't have it is because they have it. The reason why I don't have the luck that they have is because they have the luck. They soaked up all the luck. They soaked up all the opportunity. I mean, do I even have to tell you that's wrong? Like, that's some bull, right? That's some bull. Just saying, how, from my perspective, and especially if I do feel jealous of a person, and usually if I do feel jealous of a person, it's kind of a mix between admiration and jealousy, right? I just recognize that if they have it, they've done it, they've achieved it. They're also a human being as well. I'm a human being as well. I could have it, I could get it, and I could achieve it as well. I just need to figure out what I need to do. You understand? So this is just my perspective on jealousy. This is how I use it. Instead of keeping that energy bottled up and captured in here, I express it. I put it into my work. I put it into my efforts. I put it into my self-introspection. I put it into any other place than keeping it inside. So that's simply how you use your jealousy. And then maybe your jealousy, jealousy, envy, whatever, the resentment starts to build. You start to hear thoughts of resentment. Like I said, envy and admiration are two sides of the same coin. I got a quarter here. I do not have a quarter, but two sides of the same coin, right? If you start to feel envious of someone, that's basically the same as admiration. All you have to do is kind of change it. Just flip the coin for me. Oh man, they got this car, nigga, I really wanted that car. I'd be like, you know what? I'm proud that you have that car. Keep getting more, keep attaining more. I'm gonna get my own when it's my time. That's it. This is a pretty short, simple video. Let me know what y'all think. Did y'all think that I was just yapping, or did that make sense? Do any of y'all use this? And the last thing, did this open anyone's eyes? Because that's really the point of my videos, to open your eyes and to open your mind and to open your perspective to new things. It's good seeing you again.